So make sure you grab onto yourself, grab a chunk of yourself and do so lovingly, okay? This is not one of those things where you grab a chunk at your tum and you say, "Oh, oh, look at this. I'm so fat. Oh." Where you grab a big old chunkle of your abdomen and you lament your weight. And usually, I mean, people, let's be real, you're grabbing a lot of skin. Every time someone does that and they're like, "Look how fat I am," and they grab at their tummy, you are grabbing so much skin you don't realize. That always annoys me. Not to discredit whenever, oh my God, I'm just like going in. She's just going in right away. Uh, just what I mean to say is just grab a part of yourself that makes you feel alive, damn it. And how come when I start podgissing, how come I get so hot right away, swelteringly hot. I was getting set up and I was perfectly fine. And I wasn't experiencing any kind of heat problems. I was like, okay, it's nice and cool in here. I got the AC cranked. And then immediately, as soon as I started grabbing up upon myself, as soon as I started grabbing upons and just going off on that tangent, I got overheated immediately. And it's gonna be a wet one. Let me tell you. It's gonna be a wet one. Can you hear this? You can't. Oh, that rules. Okay. So if you are watching the video PodGis, then you will notice we've made some improvements around here. Rudimentary as they may be. Whatever, man. This is really cool. Check this out. I'll move out of the way. Look at what I did. So if you're a viewer of PodGis, if you're a loyal viewer, and you know we love you for it. Thanks for watching. You know that the past few episodes I've been working on the lighting situation, and my temporary solution was to just hold this umbrella above my head to cut the beaming light down on my big ass forehead. And that became an issue. So I decided, you know what? I got to do something about this. And lo and behold, I have two big holes at the top of my ridiculous gamer chair that is so not ergonomical. And I got an old belt from the early 2000s where belts didn't have like holes in them. It was just the big loop and then the clasp. And they were all vibrant colors. I used to wear this belt all the time. This is my old belt from high school. And I hung on to it, not knowing when it would make a return. And lo and behold, it is coming. Ugh, it is coming so clutch. And now I've tied it cleverly to the holes, to the ridiculous holes in my gamer chair. And now I'm hands free. And with my free hands, of course, I can do sweeping gestures across my desk like I am a benevolent lady of the court. Hello, my subjects. And oh, that's perfect because I also have this fan. Ugh. Oh, I fucked it up. It's one of those giant drag queen fans. That noise doesn't get annoying at all anytime I go to a drag club, which is never, but every time I do, and every time it's Pride, that sound haunts my dreams. But hi, hello everyone. Welcome to PodGis episode 130. Who gives a fuck? This umbrella is, I believe, over the course of this episode. I mean, no spoilers. Don't scroll ahead. But maybe when the episode is done, if you could go back to the start and then fast track through, you might see this umbrella slowly, gradually start to drop lower and lower into the screen and close in lower and lower on my head. Oh, this fan is a godsend. And I'm my own god. We are all our own gods, don't you know? Couple quick announcements off the top. 5 minutes in off the top. Couple couple of really cool things happening. Check this out. I'm gonna do a live stream. I'm gonna do a fun live stream on August 25th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is gonna be, I'm gonna do commentary over my special. So if you're a fan of the special, if you go to Eventbrite, if you look up Ava Val live screening commentary, So Brave, if you type in those keywords, you will find it. Tickets are only $5. So get a ticket. You can watch. You will get the Zoom link. You can tune in at 7 p.m. I'll take Q's and A's. I'll answer your questions. There will be a live chat. As you can see, I'm a riffomaniac. I'm a riffomaniac, brother. And I'm gonna be riffing off the top of my head. I'm gonna be telling backstories about the jokes. We're gonna chill. We're gonna watch the special. I'm gonna talk through the entire thing, but it'll be super entertaining. And you're gonna learn so much about the joke writing process and about my joke writing process and about what goes on into the crazy brain of Ava Val, your lord and lady liege of the land. God, it gets so hot immediately. Is this something about the idea of people spectating this? I don't know. I don't know, but clack, 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 bitch. Hear me roll through your neighborhood. Clack, clack, clack. Crack, crack, crack. Okay. So that's that announcement. What other announcement was there? I think there was another one. Oh, if you are a listener who is located in Ontario, in Southern Ontario, in the GTA area, the Greater Toronto area, I am headlining Joker's Comedy Club the weekend of August 23rd, 24th. What a big weekend that is for me. August 23rd, 24th. I will be headlining at Joker's Comedy Club in Richmond Hill, north of Toronto. So if you go online and you look up tickets to Joker's, I could do flirty eyes behind this thing. Not only can I be the lady liege, all regal like, but I can also be like one of the I don't know, maidens or whatever, the dames, the concubines, I guess, hiding behind the fan. Oh, okay. Distraction, guess. Get back on track. So get tickets. I'm headlining Joker's. It'll be great. I'll be honest, I don't get, go back under the umbrella. Don't lose your light. I'm still not very much in the club scene in Canada. It's very stifling to quote unquote niche acts like me, because apparently you can only enjoy my comedy if you're pumping estradiol into your thighs and butthole every Tuesday. I splash that everywhere. Yeah, I don't know how long this episode is going to be, because speaking of that, I've been I increased my estrogen dosage on the Tuesdays that I do my injections, and I gotta say, I'm feeling tired more often. I know that's a side effect. Increased estrogen makes you a little bit more tired. And boy, oh boy, have I been feeling it lately. I have the worst midday crashes now, and I don't drink coffee. So I've avoided the coffee trap my entire life, because I tell you, coffee tastes like a foot, coffee tastes like a butthole, coffee tastes like a boot. Coffee is boot juice. And I've avoided the coffee route my entire life because I never wanted to acquire the taste of boot juice. Not only that, but I already drink enough alcohol that I think adding coffee to the mix, everyone's like, oh, coffee is healthy, a little bit of coffee is healthy. And you're like, no, it's not. You are just trying to convince yourself. Okay, it's not. I don't care what you say. That gross bean water. Oh, enjoy this. This bean water is so good for you. It's not. Sorry, it's not. I don't care what you say. You could chug a lug your bean water. Mmm, delicious bean water. Who thought of that? That's what I want to know. When I think about, I know this isn't an original idea. Not that I have to like preface every one of my ideas with that, but when I think about coffee specifically and pufferfish and a lot of other foods, I think about the first person who like tried them. And there has to be a lot of trial and error because, like making coffee is a little more complicated than just like, I don't know, cooking the bean. I don't know. Okay, I'm about to wade into uncharted territory for me because I'm so unfamiliar with coffee that I don't know how it's processed and made and stuff. They take the beans and then they crush them, they grind them. You grind the beans and then you pour hot water through the beans and then the bean runoff. And then you drink the disgusting bean sludge. You drink the bean runoff. So someone had to like taste the beans and be like, oh, that's not the best. I don't know, ew. And then they cooked the beans and then they were like, oh, that's also not good. But they didn't give up. They weren't like, oh, this is just inevitable, inedible. They thought it was inedible, but it was inevitable that it would be edible. You see what I did there? And so, God, the vocal training is not going well. Can you tell? Can you tell the vocal training has not been going well for me at all? Maybe it's because I don't do the exercises enough, but I'll tell you this. I try really hard when I'm in public, and I feel like I hit plateaus that last maybe 8 months or so. And boy, this last one is a doozy. Let me tell you that. But some people comment on my TikToks and they say my voice isn't that bad, and maybe I should just embrace it. Let's get some air on my back now. And then I think about pufferfish, right? And so pufferfish are lethal if you eat them a certain which way. So that means that someone tried eating pufferfish and then they died. And instead of being like, whoa, holy shit, that animal is poisonous, somebody else was like, nah, he cut it wrong. Nah, he ate the wrong part. He ate the puffer dick. Everyone knows that you don't start at the dick. And so guy number 2, or maybe this is the thing. So the first guy died, and then the second guy was like beginners on misfortune, or like maybe that guy was allergic or something. And so the second guy did like a second test, and I'm making all this up, by the way. This is all theory, but like, I mean, you can see it happening, no? My hair looks fantastic, by the way. I'm really happy with. There's nothing like a fresh wash. Anyways, sorry, just had a moment. For as much as I can hate on my voice, I can admire my hair. How's that for a deal? I know you people at home are like, no, Ava, don't be mean to yourself. And I agree. So let me meet you halfway and just offset it with something that cancels it out. How about that? Anywho, so the second guy that ate pufferfish was like, he died, and then guy number 3 saw that, and he was like, okay, instead of being like, this animal is cursed and not meant to be devoured, the guy was like, there has got to be a way. And listen, we are X amount of years later, 2000, because I can only assume they started eating pufferfish when Jesus was around. When Jesus showed up and he walked on water and he looked down at his feet and he said, is that a pufferfish? I wonder if he could eat those guys. And his disciple Peter was like, I'm on it. And then he grabbed a pufferfish and the rest. Or maybe it's that story where Jesus told the guys to cast out their nets and was like, hey, you should try that pufferfish. Ding! And winked. And they were like, Jesus, you can't eat pufferfish. And he's like, not yet. Ding! And they were like, oh, Jesus, what does Jesus know that we don't? So maybe Jesus is the reason why people kept trying. That the first 8 guys who died from eating pufferfish all different ways, the 9th guy was like, no, Jesus, our Lord and Savior, told us that pufferfish are edible. It is inevitable that they're edible. And we will edible that. Yeah, all right, that's enough. I really hit a wall. I ran out of steam. I ran out of steam. But yeah, I think about that. You know, the pufferfish thing. Instead of okay, let me pull it back from the religious thing, the religious tangent. Let me secularize this baby. But I really wonder what the history. And I'm not going to look this up, by the way. I'm not going to look this up because I don't want my fun little theory in my head to be disproven, because it's fun in my head imagining a whole lineup of people dying over and over again from eating this pufferfish until the first guy. And this is the thing, it's the scientific method. It needs to be recreated. And people may not recreate it perfectly effectively the first time. You see? So the first guy who very precisely, by the way, you have to cut pufferfish. People are trained in this because it can be lethal if you screw up. Did you know that? There are trained pufferfish chefs who are trained in cutting it properly. Otherwise, you will digest the wrong part, the poisonous part that can kill a human being, kill you dead. And so I love the first guy who successfully, precisely cut open this pufferfish and then ate it and survived. Was like, see, it's not so bad. And then either he did it a second time and screwed up and killed himself, or some other guy was like, oh, I'll just recreate what that guy did. And then whoopsie daisy, you did it wrong, and you did. And if there's one lesson that we can take away from the fact that we eat pufferfish to this day, the one thing that we can take away from this is the resiliency of the human appetite. That ain't nothing gonna stop the human race from eating that thing that it wants. There is nothing that will stand in the gluttonous way of the human stomach. We are such alpha creatures that a lineup of people can die eating an animal and we will still be like, no, we are at the top of the food chain, which means we have to eat everything below us. And so it goes. And we committed and we fucking ate that pufferfish. And you know what? Someday I want to eat a pufferfish. Absolutely 100%. I am such, let me just say, I think I am an excellent companion. I'm an excellent travel companion. I don't know what I'm like as a partner because frankly, I've been single for so goddamn long. And you don't really know how you are as a partner, really. You can ask your own partner and maybe they could tell you. But unless you've experienced yourself, maybe you don't truly know. But that is neither here nor there. I think I am an excellent companion because I'm super laid back and I'm adventurous and I'm like, I love trying new foods and trying new things. And even though as I'm aging, I'm coming to understand the things that I don't like and the things that I'll avoid and the things that I don't really like that much. Like I got invited to go to a rodeo this week and I was going to go, I said yes. Here's the thing. I said yes because I was curious and I wanted to have a novel experience. See, look, this umbrella, it's coming down. I wanted to have it's coming down. I wanted to have a novel experience. I've never experienced a rodeo before, but ah, but also knowing me, I would feel very guilty about the animal cruelty because I know what they do to those bulls to make them um buck like that, and I really don't like it. You know, uh as a trans woman, you think I would be pro ball torture. Get those balls, get them on out of there. But no, I am in fact on the bull side. I would cheer for the bull. So maybe that's why I would go to a rodeo, but um to cheer for the bull. But my point is, I'm a try everything once kind of gal. And so I would love to I can't go my entire life without like trying things, cuz you never know if you might like it or not, especially when it comes to food. I'm speaking mostly particularly to food. Like food you don't know if you don't like it. I guess if you have of course excluding allergies, but also excluding like if you've tried enough fish to know you don't have a palate for seafood, even though even though yeah, you got to try every fish to find out. How do you know? How do you know? Come on. Mahi mahi, have you not? Salmon? Of course you've tried salmon. Salmon's one of the first. It's a classic. Red snapper? Come on. Come on. Okay, fucking shellfish? Let's move on to shellfish. Anyways, she says all this, by the way, after going off on a tirade about coffee and how disgusting it is. But, hey, before you judge me and you call me out for my hypocrisies here, I still, whenever I go on maybe a coffee date, or if somebody offers, or if somebody really, really wants me to try something and they're like, you trust me, this is good stuff. It'll change your mind. Then I will, if you're buying, I will accommodate. Yes. It rarely works. And I'll tell you, I'm pretty set that I'm not a big coffee fan. I mean, lattes are okay sometimes, maybe a vanilla, whatever. But at that point, it's just sugar. I'm just a fan of. I think I'm just a fan of sugar. At that point, I am just a fan of sugar, and um, as God is my witness, I will have this buzz in my voice for the rest of my fucking life because I swallowed a bumblebee when I was an infant, and instead of dying, it grew into a symbiotic. It developed a symbiotic relationship with my larynx, and now its memory haunts my every syllable for the rest. Haunts my every oration for the rest of my days. Okay, like what's on the list? Let's get into it. What's on the list today? I saw a post all about Justin Bieber, and it was all about just how vilified and tortured and hated he was, the level of hatred he received. And I'm pretty sure I would have spoken about this in like a way earlier PodGis episode, but I felt validated in a unfortunate way, in a sympathetic, in a tragic way. That was like, seeing this thread was fucking long. I stopped reading at like tweet number 30 in the thread because and it had videos and examples and interviews and clips and stuff and quotes, and like I had always thought this, that even when I was a closeted macho man Randy Savage bro ass dude, I didn't engage in the Bieber hate. Number one, because I thought it was hack. Because like you could just be like, and then I, if I could have one wish, it would be to kick Justin Bieber in the face. And you'd be like, you're boring. You're boring. And also, what does that say about your insecurity as a man that you are threatened by this 14-year-old boy who's this international sensation for pre-teenage girls? Like, get real, dude. Gross. Who cares? Who cares about Bieber? He reflects not at all upon your manhood. It's okay. You're fine. Anyways, um, just I I also thought, okay, and I think I was counting reasons. I think that's where I was. But the other reason was because like I understood from his early rise that, you know what, let's see let's see any fucking 14-year-old launch to that level of unprecedented, at the time, unprecedented global childhood superstardom, where one half of the globe idolizes you as a god, as like as a sex icon at like 14 fucking years old, that you're like making these girls weep and shit themselves at the sight of you, like you are a deity, to internalize that effect that your mere presence has on other people, and then to contrast that with the level of murderous vitriol that you are being bombarded with online, which at the time I feel like it was internet was young, baby. Internet was younger than Bieber. and and so to experience these two intense global fucking extremes of idolatry and murderous rageful hostility, let's see you fucking grow up to be a regular guy. You know what I mean? So in whatever phase he was in, where he got a monkey and he spat on a paparazzi or something like that. Like, fuck yes, Bieber. Spit on the paparazzi. I got no love for paparazzi. Fuck them. They can rationalize to themselves why they do what they do. Oh, I got a family and kids to feed. Don't give a shit. Do something more morally responsible. You're a piece of shit. You are harassing a 14-year-old boy. Get fucked. Get fucked. You are making people miserable. Paparazzi can suck my asshole, and not in like the fun way. Suck my asshole on a bad day, on a rainy day, suck my asshole after I've done 2 hours of PodGis, okay? That's what I say. Oh, that's gross. There's a reason why my podcast is rated E for explicit or whatever. Rated M for mature. You remember ESRB ratings? Do they still do those? Do they still have those? They must. Where are my Canadians at? All I want to do is crack a bag of all dressed ruffles and just pick at my belly button. I got a thing about my belly button, by the way. When I say pick at my belly button, I mean not pick at my belly button. I don't know if this was the reason, but I had a hernia when I was about 10 years old in grade 5, because let me tell you, life was stressful back then. I had a wife and 3 kids, another one on the way. I had to work 2 jobs on top of school. I was stressed, let me tell you. So I developed a hernia when I was 10, and I had to have a hernia operation. And check this out. I used to get bullied for my belly button, which was an outie. And in retrospect, you know what? As a kid, oh man, you know what? I have no right to. I was gonna say, as a kid, look at with the advantage of adulthood and maturity, you can look back on being self-conscious about that kind of thing, people bullying me for my outie belly button, and being like, oh, poor child, someday you will grow up and realize that that doesn't matter, and who cares about your belly button, and just like embrace it, and who gives a fuck. I mean, I had a hernia, so there needs something needed to be done, obviously, but um but I also realized, if I still had a weird looking belly button at this age, you know, a trans woman in a swimsuit with a weird ass belly button, I'd be so self conscious. I'm literally contemplating restructuring the bones in my face via invasive, intensive surgery. So I would be hypocritical to be like, oh, what a superficial thing to be worried about. I have no right. But where was I going with that? The hernia thing. Oh, um I remember my dad broke it down for me. I mean, they were honest about what they were fixing, but my dad also put it this way. He was like, the operation will give you an innie belly button. It'll also be partially cosmetic. The operation will be partially cosmetic, and it will uh change your outie belly button to an innie belly button. And what do you think of that? And so I said yes on those grounds. I didn't give a fuck about the hernia. But where was I even going? Oh yeah. So ever since then, or maybe before, I don't know, I've always had a thing about my belly button. I don't like it being touched. Not by me, not by anybody. Like, obviously, I clean it when I shower, but I'm not too happy about that. If there was a way I could contactlessly clean my belly button, I just have a thing about my belly button. I don't. It's okay when I touch. It's kind of like getting tickled, but not really. Like, it's okay when I touch it. I don't like touching it, but it's okay. But when other people touch it, that's a big. I don't like when people touch my belly button. Isn't that weird, huh? That's a weirdism. Is that a weirdism? Because it's like a little bit sensitive, but not in a good way. It just feels weird. I don't like it. Would I get pierced? Oh, good question. Good question, whoever asked that. I would, I, I would I would consider it. I kind of want my belly button pierced. I'll be honest. I think belly button piercing. I know they get a bad rap. I know like some people are like, oh, it's slutty, but I kind of think they're cute. I do. I kind of like belly button piercings. Is that trashy of me? I don't care. I think they're cute. It's a little dangly. It's another kind of thing. Yeah, I was gonna say it attracts the eye, but the downside is it attracts the eye to a spot on my body that I don't like being touched. You can look, but you can't touch. So, in order for it to be pierced, I would need it to be pierced, and that would hurt like fuck. First of all, because I remember how much piercing my ears hurt. Oh, and it would hurt down there, and I would have to clean it regularly, which means I would have to touch my belly button all the time. Ew. Ew. Who am I kidding? I'm not gonna get my belly button pierced. I'm too much of a coward. Never gonna get a tattoo. Oh, maybe someday. Maybe someday. I don't know. When I get a tattoo, I'll know. I'm kind of counting on. I'm 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 not discrediting the idea, but the idea of a tattoo is like if I want if I want one, I'll know. If I want to get one, I'll know. I'm counting on it, but I don't think that feeling, I wonder if that feeling will ever happen. It's so good that you can't hear this fan. Oh, because I really got to get going here. And now you guys watching from home, you can see like, get some action going. Some supermodel action. Fucking what else? With your hot bean water? Are you drinking some hot bean runoff out there? Gross. Hot bean runoff water. You deserve it. It's what you deserve. I'll never forget, I had a friend who I was talking about boxing with. Oh, boxing. Should I even fucking talk about that bullshit? I'll never forget, I had a friend, I was talking with a friend about boxing, and we were agreeing about like combat sports and what kind of a personality type it would take to volunteer to professionally pursue combat sports. Like getting your head punched professionally. I cannot possibly relate to that idea, that impulse. And I'll never forget, my friend said when he was watching like boxing or something, he was like, you two deserve each other, to the boxers. And I always thought that was so funny. That made me laugh so hard because he's not wrong. I think that's so funny. Like if not only you decide you want a life of getting punched in the head, and you meet somebody else who shares that same passion, that same dream to be punched repeatedly in the head, then you two are such idiots that you deserve each other. You know what? Go ahead. It's a free country. You're both consenting adults. Good for you. Enjoy your brain damage. Talk to me when you're 70, or at least you can try to. I probably won't recognize the words that are coming out of your mouth, and you probably won't remember words for things. Oh, what a pause. I swear to God, I'm gonna get dementia. I'm a top candidate for dementia, for Alzheimer's. Hundo P. I keep forgetting to write notes on my phone for PodGis. I had other ideas. Oh. Okay, I think this is super funny. I haven't looked at the comments on my special in a while. I gotta say, on the bright side of things, people are very nice. People are very nice in the comment section of YouTube. There are only like a couple putrid comments, but like I'm pleasantly surprised. I feel like people who would come across that video would be eager to comment all kinds of bullshit. I know just people who have hate in their heart love to tell you about the hate in their heart. People who have hate in their heart won't shut the fuck up about the hate in their heart. Boy, they love to talk. They love to talk and talk about the hate in their heart. Oh my God. People with hate in their heart love nothing more than to wax poetic loudly and passionately and effusely and never-endingly about the hatred in their heart. Oh boy, they could write books about the hatred in their heart. And and they're so eager to share that hatred in their heart. I know this because who would stick around to watch a whole special of mine with that hatred in their heart? And you know, you got to get it out. They're just so eager to get that hatred out of their heart and move on to share this gospel of hatred that they have in their heart. So I'm shocked at how many positive comments there are on my special. It's very nice. Yeah. But, oh, my point is, there's my favorite comment. Oh, I should have had it queued up. I could paraphrase it pretty easily, but it'll be easy enough to find. It's close to the bottom because naturally nobody really agreed with this guy. And you'll see what I mean. Okay, where is it? Oh yeah, second from the bottom. This guy goes, "It was enjoyable except for being racist towards Italians 2 times. Too many." Racist towards Italians. Now, my roommate and friend, one person, not two, he performed stand-up for like the first time in years and years and years. And he did a bit about racism. I'm getting distracted. I'm looking at other stuff. He did a bit about. I'm so distracted. I saw something that just made my head he did a bit about the double standard where it comes to like mockery of Italians and cultural appropriation of Greeks and Italians. And and I agree with him. I think it's funny that, well, I guess up until now, according to this guy, like making fun of Italians has always been fair game and it's always been fun. And Italians, at least in my experience, are overwhelmingly good sports. In fact, they love, I feel like Canadians as well, you could make fun of Canadians. South Park does it. The South Park Canada episodes are my favorite ones. They are so funny. I love their depiction of Canadians. It's so funny to me. I love them. Ike is hilarious. And Terrence and Phillip, and just like, hey, buddy, they're the prime minister and stuff. They're everything they say about Canada, I adore. So anyways, I just think it's so funny that this guy was like angry about racism to Italians. I ran out of steam. I got distracted, and then I got distracted again. I got distracted again, and I got hot. I'm gonna end early. I'm gonna end on a banger. I'm gonna end on a banger. I'm gonna end on a riff, a tangent. I already talked about helicopter explosions. I will say this. People who post hateful shit on my stuff, like, it is profoundly interesting, I'll just say, to me, just how whenever I get challenged to any sort of battle of wits, and I know trading barbs in the comment section is an exercise in ultimate futility, and inevitably it leads to me just like letting them have the last word, but not before I've eviscerated them cleverly 3 or 4 times in a row. They try to make a point. There's something about right-wingers that I bet if you did some kind of a personality test, you would see that they average a lower score on wittiness and cleverness and banter and imagination. Imagination especially, because I mean, as seems to be a trademark quality of the right wing, lack of empathy. What is lack of empathy if not a lack of imagination, a lack of sort of mental flexibility to be able to situate yourself in someone else's experience and imagine what it would be like to be someone outside of your demographic, perhaps. So, I gotta say, lately, there's some videos I've posted that, like, people try and come for me, and it's like, oh, I smoked your ass so hard, and you're back again? All right, I'll give you another smoking. And I smoked you again. And of course, they're roaches. There's no killing them. So eventually, after I've smoked them out a couple times and I've had my fun and they still show up, I'm like, all right, you can have the last word. But anybody who reads through the transcript of our exchange, they'll know who was the superior wit. Not to be elitist about it or nothing. Oh, um, it's inevitable that it's inevitable. It's inedible. It's inevitable that it's inedible until it's edible. So it's always inevitable that it's edible. You just have to believe that it's edible. Okay, guys. That's enough. That's enough from me, from Ava Val. Uh, Hopefully next week I sound more like a girl and not like I swallowed a bee when I was 5. Take care of your hernias. Don't get too stressed. And if you have a weird outy belly button, don't be self-conscious about it. Maybe pierce it and then put some slutty jewelry on there. And now you won't be now you'll be the envy of the town. Okay? Sorry this was a weird short episode. Buy tickets to my live commentary. It'll be super fun. We'll hang. I'll make sure I'm not tired for that. I'll get my rest. I'll get my sleep. I'll chug a Red Bull if I have to. But it'll be very interesting. It'll be very fun. You'll get to hang out with me. It'll be great. I'll interact with you. I'll talk to you. It'll be super fun. Stay cool, cheese bags. Bye.